Good morning, dear students. Today I am going to start with a very important topic which is called Gauss theorem. Now, what does this theorem relate to? This theorem gives the relationship between the total number of electric field lines passing normally through a surface with the net charge that is enclosed by the surface. So, what the theorem states? The theorem states that the total number of electric field lines that are passing through a closed surface, which is also called as electric flux, is equals to 1 upon epsilon naught times the net charge that is enclosed by that closed surface. Mathematically, it can also be stated as flux phi E is equals to integral over the closed surface S E dot ds is equals to Q net upon epsilon naught. This is the mathematical form of Gauss theorem. Now let's move on to the proof of Gauss theorem. Let me consider that there is a charge Q placed at the point O. Now, in order to apply the Gauss theorem, we need a Gaussian surface, that is a imaginary closed surface. Now, I'll imagine a Gaussian surface in such a manner that this charge Q is centered at this surface, right? Now, as it is a positive charge, now let me consider that the radius of this sphere is R. As it is a positive charge sphere, a positive charge at the center of the sphere, then the electric field lines would be moving outward normal to the surface. So, if I consider a small surface ds, this is a small surface ds. Now, through this surface, if I consider the electric field lines would be drawn in this direction. As it's a positive charge, the electric field would be moving outward. Now, if I consider normal to the surface, then the normal to the surface would also be in this direction. That is, I am considering it as ds vector. Now, I'll start with the proof. For that, as we know that flux phi E is equals to integral over the closed surface S E dot ds, which can be written as integral over the closed surface E ds cos theta. What is theta? Theta is the angle between the electric field lines and normal to the surface. Now, if I consider this figure, electric field line is in this direction, normal to the surface is parallel with the electric field lines, hence the angle theta can be taken as theta will be equals to 0 degree. Why it would be 0 degree? As electric field is parallel to, as E vector is parallel to ds vector. Hence, I can write flux phi E is equals to integral over the closed surface as E ds. As electric field is constant because there is only a single point charge, so I can take E out of the integration sign, integral over the closed surface ds. If I integrate the whole surface of the sphere, then integral over the closed surface can be written as 4 pi r square, where r is the radius of the sphere. Now, I'll leave this here. This I'll consider it as a first equation. Now, if I find out the electric field at a distance r, electric field at a distance r from the center of the sphere, can be given by E is equals to kq by r square, which is equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. Now I'll substitute this value in the first equation. Substituting 2 in 1. What do we get? Flux phi E is equals to q upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square into 4 pi r square. Now cancelling out the terms, what do we get? It is equals to q by epsilon naught. As there was a single point charge, hence I could represent flux phi E is equals to q by epsilon naught, which is the Gauss theorem. Now, if there were number of charges, then we could have represented it as q net by epsilon naught. Moving on to the application of Gauss theorem, we'll deal with one of the numericals of Gauss theorem. Here, if E vector is equals to 6i cap plus 3j cap plus 4k cap, calculate the electric flux through a surface of area 20 units in YZ plane. Children, it's a YZ plane. As it's a YZ plane, normal to that plane will be along x direction. So the area vector would be along x direction. Now, moving on to the solution, E vector is equals to 6i cap plus 3j cap plus 4k cap. Now, S vector, I could take it as its area of 20 units in YZ plane. So, it would be 20 I cap. Now, as we need to find out the electric flux, so flux phi E is equals to E vector dot S vector. Substituting the values, it would be 6i cap plus 3j cap plus 4k cap dot 20 I cap. As children, you have already studied in 11th standard that since I dot I is equals to 1, whereas J dot I is equals to J dot I is equals to K dot I will be equals to 0. Therefore, I can write flux phi E is equals to 6 I cap dot 20 I cap plus 0, which would be equals to 20 into 6, that is 120 units. I am writing units. Why? Because no specific units are being given in the question. Moving on to the next numerical. The given figure shows 3 charges Q1, Q2 and Q3 enclosed in a Gaussian surface. Here it's Q1, Q2 and Q3. It's a Gaussian surface. How much is the flux of electric field through the Gaussian surface if Q1 is plus 4 nanocoulomb, Q2 is minus 7 nanocoulomb and Q3 is 9 nanocoulomb. Now, in order to find out the flux of the electric field, as we know that flux phi E is equals to Q by epsilon naught, where Q is the net charge that is enclosed by the surface. Now, in order to calculate the net charge, that is Q net, will be equals to plus 4 nanocoulomb plus minus 7 nanocoulomb plus 9 nanocoulomb, which would be equals to 6 nanocoulomb, right? Now, which can be written as 6 into 10 to the power of minus 9 coulomb. Now, we'll substitute it in the formula. Flux phi E is equals to Q is 6 into 10 to the power of minus 9 upon epsilon naught's value. You have already studied earlier. It is 8.85 into 10 to the power of minus 12 Newton meter square per coulomb. Now, which would be coulomb square per Newton meter square, sorry. It would be equals to 6 upon 8.85 into 10 to the power of 3, which can be written as, the value would be 6.78 into 10 to the power of 2 as its electric flux. It would be Newton meter square per coulomb. I hope, children, you have understood the numericals properly. Thank you.